Hi there, thank you for watching. Today we're having PNP specialist, Kate, joining us to talk to you guys about the Manitoba PNP program. Hi Kate, how's it going?
Hi Dylan, this is Kay. Hi guys, I am the PNP specialist here at Admission Hub, and today I'm going to present you some information about Manitoba PNP program. Cheers.
Perfect, and I'm sorry I haven't introduced myself. My name is Dylan. I'm one of the immigration consultants at Admission Hub. So like I said, today's episode is all about PNP. But before we dive into the PNP, we would like to let you guys know about how can Hong Kongers come to Canada, immigrate to Canada. Okay, so normally they will have to go through express entry. So what express entry is, it's a polling system. So once you're qualified for a Canadian immigration program, you have to go through express entry. So based on your education, work experience, study levels, the age, to calculate your points. And government every month they will select approximately 4,000 people to apply for immigration. But this is not very realistic for Hong Kongers if you're in your 40s. Why? Because you lack of Canadian work experience or education experience, so you don't have that much points. Therefore, the most realistic way for your family to immigrate to Canada will be using a study permit to come to Canada. In that case, your spouse can apply for work permit and your children can study in high school, middle school, and primary school for free. Okay, and after you move to Canada and you study, and your spouse can accumulate work experience, and you can accumulate your Canadian study experience. In this case, it will really help you to increase your express entry score or even PNP program. Okay, so today we have Kate to talk to us about prevention nominee programs specifically for Manitoba. So Kate, do you want to tell us a little bit about the career employment stream and human capital stream? As you can see, we have two streams underneath here. So let's start with the career employment stream. How's that, Kate?
Right, of course. So for those who are over 45, there are actually three streams for you to choose from: career employment stream, human capital stream, and express entry stream. Let's start with the career employment stream. All you have to do is you need to have 1 year of post-secondary study program here in Manitoba, and then you have CLB7, which is L6 about. Also, you need to have a job offer from a Manitoba employer. In that case, it would be better for you to have a study experience before you actually find a job offer, so that it will be a lot easier for you. So let's recap really quick. So job offer, 1 year of post-secondary program study, and also CLB7. So that's quite easy.
Perfect. What about let's move on to the human capital stream? Yes.
Oh yes, human capital stream is actually quite similar. However, you need to have 6 months of work experience in Manitoba. You need to have at least CLB5 or CLB6 or 7, depending on which occupation you have, again, which is L6. Also, it will be preferably for you to have a close friend or relative here in Manitoba. Actually, this stream is very similar to the one called express entry. The express entry stream is different from the federal express entry system. Which means the province itself, Manitoba, has its own express entry system, which means it's a 1,000 point grid. It means what you need to have is the more experience in Manitoba, the better. Maybe study experience or work experience. You need to have express entry profile. You need to have CLB7 or CLB6, depending on the occupation you have. And you need to have a year of high school diploma that you're having. As you can see, it's very easy to achieve. Let's recap real quick. So express entry system profile, 6 months of work experience, CLB7 or 6 for some different occupations, and a relative or friend here in Manitoba, which is all clear. So for example, if your spouse or your partner here in Manitoba, he or she is on a study permit, you can actually work on a work permit. And once you work for about 6 months, you are okay, very ready to apply this express entry stream, or we call it human capital stream. So these two are actually very similar and very easy to apply.
Amazing, yeah. So actually, we have a lot of our clients actually studying in Canada, and the spouse is actually applying. I mean, it's actually already applying for the PR already, because under the spouse work permit, their work experience, it is counted towards their immigration program, right? So it's very amazing. So last but not least, let's talk about the employer direct stream. So you can see there's the orange line career employment stream. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, actually, I would like to talk something more about for those who are less than 45 years old. As you can see, we have got these 3 streams already. However, this...
we're talking about this one, sorry. The employer direct recruitment stream. I think our producer gave us the wrong one. So this one, right?
Yeah, it's that one. So this one is called employer direct recruitment stream, especially for those who are between 21 to 45 years old. And then if you have at least high school diploma, you have CLB 6 or 7. Actually, it totally depends on the occupation you have. CLB 7, job offer between 21 to 45, high school diploma, and it's all set. I know a lot of applicants, they already have work experience in the previous field. So actually, this requirement called 2 years of work experience is not difficult for them at all. So let me recap for this real quick. Between 21 to 45, they have job offer, they have CLB 7, 2 years of related work experience, and they're ready to go.
Perfect. So let's move on to our Q&A. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Okay, so let's say if someone comes to Canada, okay, and the spouse is on the work permit and the kids are studying, which stream do you think they should go for? Let's say if my wife is studying, I am working. Okay, I'm working at least 6 months. Which stream should I go for?
This is a very nice question. So if you have worked for 6 months here already in Manitoba, I would suggest you to go for express entry stream or human capital stream. These are the 2 easiest ones for you. And there's one more thing to talk about, because you realize once you're here on a work permit, you have free healthcare. Your kid can go to school, like primary school, middle school, and high school for free. Basically, you're enjoying most privilege, or actually all the privileges of this permanent resident, except you can't vote. So that's a nice one.
I mean, same as a Canadian permanent resident. They can vote as well. You have to be until you obtain the Canadian citizenship. Yeah. And one good thing about Manitoba is if you study in Manitoba, if later on once you obtain your Canadian permanent resident status, actually you can apply for tax credit. They will actually refund your tuition through your tax. So it's a pretty great opportunity for Hong Kongers, and also this is a great investment if you're looking from the investment perspective. You know what I mean? If you have 2 kids, normally studying high school in Winnipeg for international students, okay, for 2 kids, you're looking at about 30,000 Canadian per year for your 2 kids. But now if your spouse is studying, you're working, and your 2 kids are studying, you're literally saving a lot of money and paving the way for your future PR status as well, right? So, Kate, have you been to Manitoba before?
Not really, but I know you're from there and you're quite an expert.
In fact, yeah. So actually, I grew up in Winnipeg. So Winnipeg is actually a very friendly city towards international students and immigrants. In fact, Winnipeg is primarily, most of the people, okay, are white Canadian, okay, and also Native Canadian, or we call that Aboriginal. But there are lots of international students recently, they come to Winnipeg to study. Why? Because their immigration programs are really, really friendly towards international students. In fact, the government of Manitoba, they really want those people to stay in Manitoba after when they finish their school. That being said, because those international students, they already have the work experience, high level of English, okay, and they also already, integrate to the Canadian society. So that's why the government of Manitoba, they really want those international students to stay in Manitoba. If you look at other provinces in Canada, like Ontario, British Columbia, PEI, Manitoba is actually one of the easiest provinces for international graduates to stay there, right? And in terms of family-oriented, definitely it's a very, very oriented city. And most of the winter takers, they have a close tie with their own community. Because to be honest, the city is very, very cold during the winter time. Therefore, they constantly have to, the only social activity is they can hang out with their friends and colleagues, join the house party, with your colleagues. So build a really, really strong social community that kind of tie with their friends. Yeah. So let's kind of wrap up our today's episode in regards to Manitoba PNP programs. In our next episode, we will talk about Alberta PNP, BC PNP, and also with Ontario PNP. So thank you so much, Kate, for joining us today, and stay tuned. And if you have any questions regarding obtaining the Canadian study permit or PNP program, please contact our office. We have 3 immigration consultants at Admission Hub to help you to apply for visa. Our contact information is WhatsApp underneath, 647-226-3196. So I look forward to talking to you guys very soon. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for watching, guys.
Cheers.